Today's Kansas City Chiefs report is presented by Fetch Rewards. Go download the Fetch Rewards app today by going to chatsports.com/fetch. Use our link because it really helps support the show. You scan your receipts, you earn points, and once you get enough points, you turn those points into gift cards. It's an awesome opportunity to basically get free stuff as long as you start scanning those receipts that you get at the grocery store, restaurants, and so forth. Chatsports.com/fetch to download the app today. Okay, today's show, just kind of want to, not a hardcore preview of the game because we already did that, but just kind of some headlines, some storylines, some news, rumors of the AFC Championship game, some players to watch, information about this game, just because this is the story, right? A couple days away from the AFC Championship here on Sunday. Bengals come into town to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Sunday, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central Time on CBS. That line's kind of holding right now. Chiefs -7 as they are a touchdown favorite. The total over-under between these two teams at 54.5 points. So Vegas projecting a high-scoring game once again. I mean, Chiefs-Bills was 78 points, so 54.5 doesn't seem that high compared to that. Don't think it'll be quite that high as last week, but this should be a game where a lot of points are scored. Who you got before we get into some storylines of this matchup? Type KC for the Kansas City Chiefs. Type CIN for the Cincinnati Bengals. Get your votes in right now in the comments. All right, let's take a look at some players to watch on each side of the game. These are kind of like the star players, right? For the Chiefs, we'll talk each one by one here. Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he makes it all go, right? He's the engine to the offense. He's the leader of this team. He's been unreal in the playoffs. Tyreek Hill just had 11 catches for 150 yards and that crazy touchdown late in regulation. You see the photo. Shout out producer Trace for getting this one on there. He threw up the deuces with the defender still like 5 yards in front of him. That's and that like the 15-yard line. Just awesome. Keep him going in this one. Travis Kelce. When things get tough, find number 87. We saw that in the last play of regulation to get set up Harrison Butker, and we saw the game-winning touchdown as well. Chris Jones in this game, major player to watch. The most disruptive defensive lineman the Chiefs have. The Bengals' offensive line gave up 9 sacks last week. I think Chris Jones and Frank Clark should have opportunities to get after Joe Burrow. On the other side, Cincinnati Bengals players to watch. Again, Joe Burrow makes it all go. He's playing at a very, very high level, and he torched the Chiefs just a few weeks ago in Week 17. Jamar Chase, guys, this guy's unbelievable. He is unbelievable. Chase had over 200 yards in that Week 17 matchup. Joe Mixon, I think he could be a guy that could break out in this game. Jessie Bates as well, elite safety. Try not to give him a chance to make a play on the football. Then Trey Hendrickson, one of the best pass rushers in the league, and especially the Bengals' best defensive end. Who will be the MVP of this game? Something tells me it's going to be one of these 10 players. Let me know down in the comments. This will be the pinned comment on this video. Who's going to be the MVP of the AFC Championship game? All right, let's take a look at some X-Factors now, both for the Chiefs and for the Bengals. I chose 3 each. We'll start with Kansas City. How about Jerick McKinnon? We saw it against Pittsburgh, both as a runner and as a receiver. 142 total yards in that game. He was tremendous. I think he's a guy that could have over 100 total yards. Mecole Hardman, every time he touches the ball, he's a threat to take it all the way. We saw the jet sweep last week go for a touchdown. Jarran Reed, who's played a lot better the second half of the season. Again, that Bengals O-line really struggles, and if you have multiple guys that can get interior pressure like he and Chris Jones can, that's a really, really good thing. For Cincinnati, some of their X-Factors in this game. CJ Uzomah, the tight end, he's a guy that we always think about the receivers, Jamar Chase and some of these other guys, but CJ Uzomah is absolutely a player that can be an X-Factor in this game for Cincinnati. Tyler Boyd is an X-Factor. The focus is going to be on Jamar Chase, but Boyd is a guy that can really hurt you from the slot. And then DJ Reader, the defensive tackle, who can get a lot of interior pressure as well. So those are some of the X-Factors in this game as we get closer and closer to the AFC Championship game in this matchup. So I'm fascinated to see what ends up happening between Cincinnati and Kansas City. And what happens a lot when you get into these big games, all the focus is on the stars, right? And a lot of the time the stars deliver. But there's usually an unsung hero for one of the winning teams to advance to the Super Bowl. A number 3 receiver, like a Byron Pringle, has 2 touchdowns. Someone for Cincinnati comes out of nowhere and makes a hell of a play. Always something unexpected happens in these type of games, so do not be surprised if we see something similar this time around. If a Mecole Hardman goes for 90 yards and a touchdown, if Tyler Boyd has 10 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown as well, nothing would surprise me in this one because there's stars all over the field and there's good depth on both of these teams, both in Cincinnati and in Kansas City. Now, today's show is sponsored by the Fetch Rewards app. We've been telling you guys about this app for a while, but if you don't know about it yet, download the app today at chatsports.com/Fetch. You kind of see an example of how easy it is to scan receipts, and that's what this app does. You got your pile of receipts. Before you throw them away, earn points on them. You scan them. It submits the information into the app. It only takes 5-10 seconds. You see it right there. You get that confetti popping, which is what you want to see. You build up points in your account, and then you can redeem those points for gift cards from Amazon, movie theaters, Starbucks, restaurants, Target, Walmart, other places as well. Go to chatsports.com/Fetch. Use our promo code Chiefs to get 3,000 bonus points when you go to chatsports.com/Fetch. And also, an additional bonus for you guys. If you're like, oh, I don't care, that app sounds stupid, which it's not because you're going to get free stuff. How about a follow back on Twitter? If you screenshot the Fetch Rewards app, you got to download it, chatsports.com/Fetch, and then screenshot that you've opened it. Tag me in Fetch Rewards in a tweet on Twitter and tweet at me, at HGrahamNFL, at Fetch Rewards. Tag me in a tweet and say, hey, I've downloaded Fetch, follow me back. I'll like the tweet, I'll follow you back. I help a brother out. Support our sponsors, scan those receipts. You get free stuff, free gift cards. It's a really good deal, so go check those guys out and then screenshot the Fetch Rewards app and tweet at me and at Fetch Rewards. Okay, let's keep it moving on this AFC title game storyline. You look at the Chiefs injury report here, and there's some things that are fluid right now. On Wednesday, Rashad Fenton returned to practice. Tyrann Mathieu did not practice. He is still in the concussion protocol, so we will see what happens there. We'll see what happens with Darrell Williams. Now, the Chiefs are optimistic about Fenton and Mathieu, but these concussion deals are tricky. Now, we saw last year, remember Patrick Mahomes was in concussion protocol after the Cleveland Browns game a year ago, and he was able to clear by Friday, a couple days before the game. So we'll see what happens with him this time around. I feel good about Fenton. Maybe it's more 50-50 on Tyrann Mathieu. How concerned are you with the Chiefs' injuries? Scale it from 1 to 10 down in the comments. I'm at like a 5. I'm not overly concerned. If you don't have Fenton and Mathieu, it raises, but I think at least one of those guys will be back, so I think you can get by. But obviously you want all your soldiers in a championship game, so we will see if that happens. How about some just informational stuff for you guys if you want to go check out the game at home, or if you want to go to the game, it's at Arrowhead Stadium. This Sunday, January 30th, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central Time. TV network will be CBS. As well. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson on the call. Chiefs are a touchdown favorite, and the over-under is set for 54.5 for those of you who like to gamble on sports. Now, I mentioned the game's on CBS, and obviously if you have cable, you're going to watch the game, but mute the TV. Join us here on YouTube, interact with Chiefs Kingdom, because we'll be live for a Chiefs vs. Bengals watch party. I swear, Tony Romo's gotten worse throughout the years. Listen to my play-by-play call instead. Watch the game at home, of course, but you guys can multitask. I believe in you. Subscribe. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to have a lot of fun. We might go live 30 minutes early this week. Who knows if we're feeling frisky or not. So, we get enough subscribers. We might do that. Subscribe. Don't miss it. We'll be live for Chiefs vs. Bengals. All right, let's take a look at the quarterbacks now, what they've done in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, 72%. He's been tremendous, 782 yards. For those of you doing quick math at home, that's 391 per game, 8 touchdowns, 1 pick. You can't ask for more, especially considering he's been scrambling more than normal as well. Joe Burrow. He was fearless in that Titans game. He took 9 sacks, and he kept getting up and threw for almost 350 yards. Didn't throw for a touchdown in that game, but has 2 touchdowns against just 1 pick. The completion percentage has been outstanding. And we saw what he did to the Chiefs just a couple of weeks back in Week 17. So Joe Burrow is going to bring it. But Patrick Mahomes needs to be the Grim Reaper. He needs to be what Andy Reid told him to be when there were 13 seconds left in the divisional round against the Bills. Say, hey, when things get grim, go be the Grim Reaper. Go, rip their throats out and take out all hope. That's what the Chiefs did, and once they won that coin flip, you knew it was over. You knew Mahomes was going to bury Buffalo, and by the way, this photo is just awesome. I don't know if you've guys seen it circulate on the internet, but be the Grim Reaper, Patrick. Elite nickname, elite play in the playoffs, and he's got to be that guy again to advance to Super Bowl 56. Graydon Mahomes' new nickname, shout out Andy Reid, and it's kind of interesting because we've never really had, a true nickname for Mahomes until now. I mean, the Grim Reaper's here to stay, folks. I'll tell you that right now. A, B, C, D, or F. If it's not an A, it better be an A+. That's all I'm going to say. So grade Patrick Mahomes' new nickname. All right, the stage is set for the AFC Championship game. Those are some of the top, players to watch, X-Factor storylines, betting side of things, as the Chiefs are a touchdown favorite over under at 54.5 points. Again, this game will be on CBS. It's at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. We, of course, will be live here at the Chiefs Report as well. So be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know exactly when we go live here on Sunday. I cannot wait. This is going to be fun. If it's even half as entertaining as it was last week, it's going to be a good game. You can count on that. So predict the score of Chiefs versus Bengals down in the comments. Let us know who's going to win. Don't just put 28-20 because then I don't know who you have winning. Put Chiefs 28, Bengals 20, or Chiefs win 28-20, whatever it is. Let us know in the comments. Predict the score of Chiefs versus Bengals. My prediction, Chiefs win 37-28. I just think that Buffalo is a better team than Cincinnati, and the Chiefs overcame them without Tyrann Mathieu and Rashad Fenton. I think at least one of those guys played this week. So give me the Chiefs to win it 37-28 over the Cincinnati Bengals and head to a third straight Super Bowl. We'll have you guys covered leading up to kickoff on Sunday.